Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a while and this is kind of like an update and a half. Let me just say that. I don't even remember what I last posted, but I think it was 2 years ago, maybe even more. A lot of you I think follow me on Instagram, so some of this will probably not be news to you. But if you're only subscribed to my YouTube channel, you better sit down. Let me tell you right now, because yeah. I don't even know where to start. Let's start last year. Last year was okay. Last year was alright. Beginning of the year, shop's fine. I broke up with my boyfriend that I mentioned in I think my second YouTube video, being the love of my life. I was wrong. So yeah, I've been single since 2021 to 2022, I think. Yeah. Has it been that long? I want to say 23. Doesn't matter. It happened when it happened. Yeah, so I just want to move it a bit. Yeah, like that. So, most of you know, but if you don't know, like I said, so of October last year, Blue had like a lump on his leg. Sorry. And we were just like, oh, sometimes they'll get like these abscesses from like nibbling or something. That is what I thought it was. So Vet was like, just bring him in whenever, like no rush. We're like, cool, we'll do that. A friend messaged me and was like, why don't you take him in earlier, like no harm. I was like, okay, fair, like I can take him on Friday, we'll go on Friday. So we take him in and he had to be sedated for the x-ray because of like just the way they had to move him. And so that day we were going to Witbank and I just drove with my dad because he was doing stuff for work and I just tagged along. And then after that we were then gonna go pick up Blue. So like it's not like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, we still haven't heard anything. Like it's a bit odd, but like whatever, like maybe they're busy, it's fine. So we get back to Pretoria and I think by this time it's like 2:45 and still nothing. I think I had messaged them, I'm not too sure if I did, I can't remember. I went to go fetch a parcel for my dad and he was in the car and my mom messaged him like, let me know when you're not with Layla, I need to call or whatever, something along those lines. And it popped up on his dashboard because his phone's connected. And I thought, oh, something to do with my birthday because my birthday was in 2 days. So I was like, ooh, and so I go fetch the parcel and I'm like, is everything good? Can I come in the car now? And so I get in the car and my dad's just like, I was like, Blue, and he's like, yeah, it's cancer. And I tried to hold it in for like 2 seconds and I just started bawling my eyes out. And this is like all we know at this point. We don't know what cancer, how long he has. Me, I'm thinking, saying goodbye today. Saying goodbye today, that's what's happening right now. And so we get to the vet and they bring him to us and we sit outside in the courtyard for a bit till the vet's able to see us. And this felt like the longest, I don't even know how long it was, but this felt like the longest time of my life. She eventually called us in, took us back to show the x-rays, and she just shook her head and she was like, yeah, it's what she not suspected, but she's like, it is bone cancer. Like she wanted to take a sample and send it off, and like the surgeon was like, no, it's textbook case, it looks like it looks in the textbooks, it's bone cancer. And so she was also in denial. And so he was put on some pain meds. He was given this other medication that has shown some like great results in osteosarcoma, so which is bone cancer. And so we're like, cool, we'll try it out. And so she's like, I don't know if you have 6 months or 6 weeks. That's the thing with bone cancer, is like it can get aggressive overnight. And so you don't really know. So we just spent as much time with him as we could. And yeah, so I kind of just took a day to just soak it in, and I was like, everyone was waiting for this like update, and I know like no one is entitled to an update, but I've been like sharing my life on social media for so long, and people were just, you know, worried. And so I eventually made a post. I think it was the next day I wrote the post, or the day after. I don't know when it was. I posted it. I messaged some close friends before I posted it, just so that they didn't hear it through the grapevine and they heard it from me first. Yeah, that weekend was filled with a lot of crying. I don't think my birthday will even be the same. I will try, that's for sure. But yeah, so yeah, we didn't know how long we had. It was very kind of like, okay, what do we do? What can we do? There's nothing you can do. And so November comes and he's like hardly walking on the pool that has the cancer. And so I was like, okay, well now he's walking on 3 legs. Like, must be bad. So we take him to the vet. She takes another x-ray. This time he didn't have to be sedated. He was on a lot of pain meds, so it and she knew like what angle the tumor was in the spot that he didn't have to be moved too much, if that makes sense. And so she like lets us know that no, there's like little fractures where the cancer was, and this was like a month after they found the cancer, so it had actually progressed quite aggressively. And so he didn't get his next treatment. I don't think we decided on doing that. I can't remember really, because it wasn't really treatment at that stage. It was just something to slow the progression, and clearly the progression wasn't slowing down. Well, maybe it did, we don't know. So yeah, amputation wasn't in the question, wasn't really an option, so to speak, because of his size and because it was his right front leg. It would have been like, it wouldn't really be much of a life that he had on 3 legs, and also it wouldn't have changed the outcome that the cancer diagnosis gave us. And we rather wanted like quality of life over longevity, if that makes sense. And so yeah, we just we gave him so much chicken, so much food. The last week or 2 weeks that he was still here with us, he wasn't eating as great, but he would still eat a little bit. And so I wasn't particularly worried. I'm like, oh, is it now? Is it, you know, like, maybe it's now, maybe it's tomorrow, because it felt like it was a decision I was gonna have to make, and I didn't want to make it too early, I didn't want to make it too late, and it was all this like stress on me, and I wanted to spend as much time as I could with him, and I could tell he wasn't himself towards the end. And I think I had a feeling in the last week that it was almost his time. And yeah, I I was just like, okay, do I do this now while our vet is still like, oh, their practice is open? Because I don't want to take him to like a strange vet when he won't eat or won't get up, because that just doesn't seem right to me, you know. And I wouldn't be comfortable in that kind of unknown environment. And so I'm pet sitting at this time, because I booked a job and I was still gonna do it, and he was with me at this job. And I had made him chicken and rice the day before, just because, like I say, he wasn't eating so great. And so I'm just like chilling on the couch. I was planning to go to physio, so I was like getting ready, and then I was gonna take Blue, and he was gonna go home for a bit, just because I didn't want to leave him unsupervised. And so while I'm waiting for my mom, she still hadn't left home. The dog and him heard something outside, and so they both barked and ran outside. This is when I heard Blue like yelp, and it was a different kind of yelp, and I can still hear that yelp. And so I ran. I don't think I've gotten up so fast before, and he wouldn't look at me, and I could see his paw was broken, and there was blood. I don't know where the blood was coming from, but it was from his nose hitting the pavement, so he had scraped his nose. I managed to get him inside. I phoned my mom crying, and I said, we have to take Blue to the vet. Like, we need to take him now. He fell. And luckily the people I was pet sitting for had a camera, so outside in the courtyard or whatever, I don't keep saying courtyard. And so I could kind of see, so I wanted to see how he fell. Dumb mistake I made there. And so yeah, I sent that to our vet. I sent it to a friend. I was like, this just happened, you know, like, we're bringing Blue in. She's like, do you want me to be there? I was like, yes, please. And so she phoned our vet, who had already been on leave, and our vet was there, because it was just not our usual vet at the vet practice we go. And so I phoned. I said, listen, I need to bring Blue in now. She's like, I can help you 3 o'clock. I said, no, you don't understand. I need to bring him now. It's Blue. He has cancer. He has fallen. And yeah, and I just was crying on the phone. She's like, okay, no, it's fine. You can bring him in. I said, okay, thanks. I'm bringing him in. And so at the same time, I'm like keeping my friend updated, like, we're on our way. And I even took a video, because I was like, at the moment I was still in shock. Like, I didn't think that it was going to be his last day, because I just did it. And it was obvious that it was broken. Like, we didn't need an x-ray to prove it. And yeah, so my mom and I think I had made the decision in the car on the way there that we had to say goodbye. And he enjoyed the car ride so much. It was just, yeah, he really, really enjoyed it. So he had the window open, and I have the most precious videos of him just loving it, and those are something I will really treasure forever. And yeah, so we sat on the floor with him till the end, and we sat there for a while after. I would have stayed there the whole night if I could, but yeah, so on the 12th of December he passed away. And in a sense it was kind of like a blessing in disguise, because the decision had been made for me by him, kind of indirectly. Like, I didn't have to wake up one day and be like, I think today's the day. Like, there was no other option. They saying goodbye and putting him to sleep, because there was nothing they could do. yeah, so it's been a rough couple months without him. I don't even know where we are now, March. I still feel like he's around the corner. It still doesn't feel real, but I'm like so grateful that I had him for the 3 years and 5 months. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. um yeah, he was the best thing that ever happened to me. I thought I was done crying, but I'm probably not done crying, and I'm sure some of you might be crying too. Because he was really special, and he had a special connection to so many people, and I'm so grateful for the people that he like introduced me to, and that we met through our journey as a team. And yeah, so I'm taking a trip to Cape Town in about a week from today. I'll already be in Cape Town. This thing looks a bit skew. Kind of in honor of him, and also just to get a break. I promised him when we were in Cape Town last, I was like, oh, we'll be back. And I didn't think I'd be back without him. But alas, here we are. And yeah, I'm gonna go see some of the special people that gave me him and brought him up for me. And yeah, there's gonna be a lot of tears. I better pack no, I'm gonna go buy. This game is the first place I'm stopping as soon as I land. Just buy a box of tissues. And yeah, and meet people I haven't been able to meet yet. That I've met indirectly because of him, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what's happened in the last time I posted a YouTube video. And I will hopefully try and make more of these updates. I'll make another video on like a health update. I'll try to vlog Cape Town. So yeah, stay tuned. You can follow me on Instagram if you don't. I'm sure you do. And yeah, thanks for watching and crying with me.